bowls a pace delivery. Butler goes for it, launches into a cover drive, thick outside edge, just over the head of Ngidi at short third man.
Yeah, Josh Butler's not quite got his feet going here. Dale Steyn keeping him on the crease. He gets it a bit wider of off stump. Butler up to it though, throws his hands at it hard, and the ball flies over Ngidi. He's a very tall man, he wasn't too far away, but fortune favours the brave in 2020 cricket, particularly for the batsman.
Butler 13 off 7, England 27 for 1, needing 223 to win. Here is Steyn again, short and wide and cut, but straight to the fielder, Dwayne Pretorius at cover. And, well, that was a scoring opportunity. Josh Butler will feel that he's probably missed out on that one. Surprising he didn't uppercut it. He had the width, didn't he?
Yeah, slower ball again, man. Is it difficult with a slower ball to generate the pace back on the ball to get it up over the offside? South Africa being very smart. They've learned from Tom Curran, England's best bowler today. He mixed his pace up really well, and we're already seeing that from Dale Steyn.
It is Steyn once again, up to the crease now, bowls. There's the super slow delivery, and it's driven straight to cover, fielded by Heinrich Klaassen, no run. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? It makes you laugh.
It's the way you love it so much. I reckon you two have got this patented. You're going to talk about it, he's going to bowl it.
I love it. I love that delivery. He's a 90-mile-an-hour bowler who bowls that one at 72. It's sort of it slides just off the end of his index finger, doesn't it?
It's almost like Jeremy Snape's moon ball back in the day, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. 27 for 1 coming towards the end of the third over. What an over this is from Dale Steyn. He's in, right up into the block hole, driven away past Pretorius at point for 4. Well, Dale Steyn's played enough T20 cricket. He's played over 220 games, international and domestic level, 60 for South Africa, 220 for franchises and teams around the world. He knows that you're going to bowl good balls and they're going to be driven through point for 4. 3 overs gone, 31 for 1. Steyn's 2 overs costing 18.
Yeah, if the England fans listening, it's an absolute belter of a wicket. Not too much wrong from Dale Steyn, that ball. Trying to get the Yorker in, trying to get out of his over. But Josh Butler up to the task. As always, up to the task. Opens the face of the bat, drives it through that open backward point area for 4. Doesn't quite get it all. You don't need to at this ground. It's a fast outfield. It's a belter of a wicket. England off and running, 31 for 1 after 3 overs. Oh, what we got now?
A very large beach ball. It's not obviously a beach ball because the nearest beach is 280 kilometres away, and that's the artificial one at Sun City. The nearest real beach.
There's almost one in Castle Corner there. They're having a right time.
KFC beach ball. Here is Lungi Ngidi to bowl the 4th over. Short, wide and cut to the man sweeping at backward point, Bjorn Fortuyn. And they go through for a single. You've been to Sun City?
I have, yes, back in the day.
Did you go to the wave pool with the artificial beach?
Yes, just for 10 minutes. Very pleasant. Sun City.
Oh, it's brilliant, brilliant. The wave pool with the artificial, and they have surfing contests.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Oh, wow.
You get, they've probably upped the ante with the wave machine, so you now get 6-foot waves, which crash onto this artificial beach. It's amazing, and you're in the middle of the desert, semi-desert. Here is Ngidi, slower ball, full toss, pulled away past Bavuma at mid-on for 4. Josh Butler, I can't wait to see when he starts middling it, because he's also not got all of that one that's rushed away for 4.
Yeah, it's not particularly attractive cricket. It's not a great ball from Ngidi. Tries a slower ball, comes out wrong, gets it knee height. Josh Butler didn't quite get the power in the shot, and he's turned his hands, the bat has turned in his hands and sort of scuffed it through straight mid-wicket. Doesn't matter, as KP said back in the test matches, he says 4 in the book. Who cares how it gets there? It's 4.
36 for 1 in the 4th over. Here is Ngidi once again, and Butler leaps across to the offside and tries to flick it over short fine leg once again, but doesn't make contact, and a wide is not called. Well, where does that... all the players don't care what the decisions are as long as umpires are consistent, and that looked as much of a wide as any other.
It's about 3 foot over his head. He's jumping in the end, tennis style, to try and hit it up and over the keeper, and it's still above his head.
That was a wide. That was a wide.
Rubbish, sir. Inconsistent.
Yeah, very inconsistent. England's bowlers had a number of those that went through at head height that were called wide. That was a foot and a half over his head. Here's Ngidi again. Short, wide, cut shot and a miss from Josh Butler. This time he rolls his eyes and his head, looks heavenward, thinks, what is going on? Why am I missing these?
Yeah, just missed out on one there. It's wide. It's out on the wide line. It's no real pace. It's maybe done him for lack of pace off the surface. It was 83, 84 that it's miles per hour that it's clocked, but it looks like it just stayed in the pitch. So whether it was a bit more wobble seam and it's not quite hit the seam, or it did hit the seam and it took some pace out of it.
Let's not get too hard on Josh Butler. He's got 21 off 13, striking at 160. Here is Ngidi again, and he's missed another one outside the off stump. That was definitely slower, I think, from Lungi Ngidi, and Butler's played a wee bit early at that one, and England remain 36 for 1, needing 12 and over.
Cool, no, I'm not being hard on Josh Butler. Whilst he's there, we can win this game. Absolutely 100% confident that whilst he's there, we can win this game of cricket. Ngidi just pulling his fingers across it, not a full off cutter, but a little bit of side rotation on the ball. It's just stuck in the pitch. And we didn't see as much from the England boys. They were going fast and straight, and it was disappearing into the crowd faster and squarer.
36 for 1, last ball of the fourth over. Here is Ngidi, bowls, and Butler off the back foot. Well, steer drives it down towards Bjorn Fortuyn at backward point, and they go through for a single. Actually, really good over, in fairness, from Lungi Ngidi. I think he got a bit lucky. He got very lucky with the wide that wasn't called, but he's only gone for 6 runs in that over. 2 overs, 1 for 19. 4 overs gone. England 37 for 1, needing 223.
Yeah, let's not forget, this is power play time still. There's only 2 fielders allowed out on an absolute shirt fronter of a wicket against one of the best T20 players in the world in Josh Butler, and a pretty good player in Johnny Bairstow at the other end. He's had some wonderful IPLs and has set the world alight in different franchise cricket. It's no mean task going up against these two.
Interesting that Dale Stein's being given a third over here. The third one inside the power play, and he's in, he's bowled, and he's hit for 6 over long on. What a shot from Josh Butler, and he's mistimed it. He's mistimed it for 6 over long off.
He's not got it again. It's the toe of the bat. It just shows he's getting in power positions, which means he's planting his feet in the ground. His power and all his energy is going through the ground, which comes up through the body. And as you swing the hands, doesn't matter if you get the toe of the bat. When you're as good as Josh Butler, it goes flying into the crowd. Boom.
Boom indeed. Josh Butler moves on to 28. Here is Steyn once again. That one is flicked away over square leg. Audacious for 4. Absolutely brilliant from Josh Butler. Dale Steyn just shakes his head, runs his fingers through his hair, and he goes, well, if he's going to hit a good length ball from a foot outside off stump behind square on the leg side, then there's nothing I can do about it.
It's a moral victory for Dale Steyn, but he's still gone for 4. He's done him, all ends up. It's a slower ball. Josh Butler's done. He's done in the pace, but he's got his feet into the ground again. He's just thrown his hands at it. He's not even looking at the ball when he strikes it up and over square leg, but he's so good. He's so good. His hands are so good. He's so powerful. He's so strong. It evades square leg and goes for 4.
It's just outrageous. Here is Steyn in again to Butler, and he punches this one out towards cover, and they set off for a single, and that might have been close. Petlakwayo grabbed cleanly through at the non-striker's end, and might have been close. Well, it's 48 for 1.
It's 48 for 1, Manners, of 4.3 overs, and we've only seen 1, possibly 2 shots really timed well. Jason Roy, a massive 6 over straight mid-wicket, well, square mid-wicket, and then Johnny Bairstow timed one beautifully through backward point. Apart from that, England haven't timed the ball very well. As soon as they do, wow.
Here is Dale Steyn then, bowls, and that one is edged down past short third man to the boundary for 4. Flung his bat at that, did Johnny Bairstow, thick outside edge, and 4 more runs. Brings up the 50 for England, 52 for 1 in the 5th over.
Ngidi just happy that this isn't at him. This has absolutely flown. Dale Steyn reverting to type. He's gone fast Yorker, nice and straight. Johnny Bairstow throws his hands at it, trying to drive it straight back over his head. Massive thick edge, wide of Ngidi. Thankfully for him, race to the boundary.
Here is Dale Steyn once again, and they were steered this time by Johnny Bairstow straight to Ngidi at short third man. And there's no run, a dot ball. You know what, Gareth? When we had the invasion of the superheroes, did you hear me saying that it looks like what Wonder Woman was trying to hand out masks?
Yep.
Look at the floodlight pylon at the far end of the ground.
What does that say?
It's toxic air is not just a game. It's about air pollution. And so there are two people who've climbed up that floodlight pylon and unfurled that banner. I tell you what, this is a coordinated invasion or protest. This one is steered by Bairstow behind square on the offside to Fortain at backward point, and they go through for another single. They've managed to get up there and unfurled that giant banner. That's impressive.
Like another either Superman or Wonder Woman again with the outfit. I mean, how do you get up there? These pylons are about 150 feet high. There's no chance I'm going up there. I'd be absolutely scared stiff.
I've been up there.
Oh, no chance.
And I tell you, you have to climb up through the pylon itself. It's very tight squeeze. So first of all, you get claustrophobia, and then agoraphobia, or the fear of heights when you get to the top.
No chance. I couldn't do that for the cause. No chance.
That's amazing. It's a giant banner that's been unfurled, and you know, the organisers, they'll be looking at people will be looking at each other thinking, well, who was responsible for that, and how did they get up there, and what if they weren't just clean air protesters? What if they were slightly more serious and slightly more dangerous? Enough of that. We'll keep to the cricket. 5 overs gone, 53 for 1, and Dila Petlakwayo bowls his first over, and it's worked away by Johnny Bairstow out towards mid-wicket. Gidi fields. Alex Tudor was alongside us.
Just one more thing on that, man. I know we don't want to talk about it too much, but as I said, the crowd were enjoying it and stuff like that, but there's some questions have to be asked about A, security, and B, we didn't know that. What if they were carrying something? They basically just walked up to Quinton de Kock unchallenged. I mean, you know, it's all fun and games because obviously, luckily, no one was hurt.
Here is Petlakwayo once again. It's short, pulled away, through mid-wicket for 4 with the greatest of ease by Johnny Bairstow. Petlakwayo tries to back his changes of pace when he bowls that back of a length. But Johnny Bairstow is having none of it. I agree, and you know what? The ground, the administrators will have to answer to the ICC. The ICC take player safety and security extremely seriously, and there will be some hard questions to be asked, and Centurion status as an international venue will certainly be reviewed. Here is Petlakwayo once again, drive and a missed time this time by Johnny Bairstow up towards mid-on. I mean, because the pitch invaders were all women, as far as I could tell, and they were dressed as female superheroes.
No, they were men. Some were men dressed as women.
Were they?
Some were, yeah, some were. But
how do you know that?
I've got eyes like a tiger, boy. I've got hawk eyes, me. I don't need no binoculars up here, fella.
I can tell you what, some of them were definitely women.
Yes, oh yeah, for sure. But there were also some...
Wonder Woman was a woman.
I don't know.
Here's Petlakwayo again, and that's a swat and a miss. A quicker one from Petlakwayo outside the off stump. Johnny Bairstow tries to cut it downwards towards backward point. He has the greatest range of pace of any South African bowler over the last 10 years, because he can bowl 145 and he can bowl 105. Andila Petlakwayo, and he rarely, if ever, bowls 2 deliveries at the same pace. Really, really strong variety. Into the 6th over here. 2 balls left of the power play. 57 for 1 England. Petlakwayo in once again. Bairstow chops it off the bottom edge to Pretorius at point.
145. I've never seen him bowl that quick. I've seen him. I know he's quite sharpish, but when you're mixing up your pace, that quicker one does seem a lot quicker. But I've not seen him bowl at that pace.
That's his eyeballs out effort ball.
I mean, he's struggling to breathe after if he bowls a 145 ball, isn't he? But he's very skillful.
He's feeling the ribs.
I'm telling you. But he's very skillful bowler, and as you said, he's got a lot of change-ups, and I just think when you bowl in the period which he does for South Africa, you have to have that skill set, especially, you know, you're bowling against Buttler and Bairstow.
Petlakwayo has 2-minute backward point for Jos Buttler. That's short and slapped away. Again, not timed. He's going to get 4 for it once more. Just wait until Jos Buttler starts timing the ball. He's gone out there with a bat with no middle. It's all toe and shoulder and splice and an edge at the moment, but he's raced along to 37 off 19 balls and he hasn't middled one yet.
I think the important thing is he's still there, and while he's still there, England have a massive chance. Obviously, Bairstow, we know the danger, what he can possess if he stays there for a length of time. He's got starts. I think he'll like to go on. It's a good wicket. The boundary's not that big. I think he'll like to kick onto a 70, 80 possibly. But as you say, if Buttler gets going, he starts middling it. Sheesh.
Have you ever seen him bat 6 overs without middling one?
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. He's hit a couple.
7 fours and a 6, and he mistimed the 6.
Yeah, he did. But he's hit a couple that have been sweet. But as you said, he's mistimed a few. Maybe just trying to overhit it possibly. But but he's gutsing it out, which I like. He's been in for 6 overs now, and the longer he's there, the better it is for England. And just to give himself a little bit of confidence also. And if he's there for another 6 overs, he's 100.
Do you remember yesterday when we did our following on podcast and I said Jos Buttler's going to make 80 off 35 balls?
That's right, you've been in the game for a long time. You've seen it, man, you've seen it.
No, it's purely a law of averages thing with Jos Buttler, isn't it? It's like, hang on, he hasn't made 50 in 4 games. He's got to make one tomorrow. Here's Tabraiz Shamsi into the attack for the first time, and this one is punched out towards David Miller, who at long on they go through for a single. There was thoughts of a second, but then they realised it was David Miller. So Shamsi comes in to bowl the 7th over straight after the power play, just as Adil Rashid did for England. He's the danger man. He's the man that Quinton de Kock knows could give him a wicket or two. Of course he's going to be hit for some boundaries. Of course he is. But right now, Quinton de Kock would take 3 for 45, I reckon. Happily. Might take 3 for 50. Shamsi in, short, pulled away out towards steep square leg, and it's misfielded. It was going very, very quickly, in fairness to Rassi van der Dussen, but he got there. He only had 10 yards to go to his left, got both hands to it, but it was just so hard he couldn't grab it cleanly.
Yeah, it was a pie by Shamsi, dragged it down. Buttler, again, trying to overhit it a little bit, back turning his hand, but it got enough of it. And Van der Dussen, who's a very good fielder normally, just misfielding that one. 4 runs.
67 for 1. England need 223 to win. Here is Shamsi once again. Down the wicket, 6 runs. Oh, yes, please. Again, I don't think he's middled it. I really don't. But Jos Buttler's just mistiming them over the boundary at the moment. I mean, that would have gone just an extra 30 yards if he'd middled that.
We would have been in danger up here, wouldn't we? It's good use of his feet, getting down there. He said not getting anything like he'd have liked on it, but it's big enough, isn't it? I mean, if you're saying he's mishitting it and it's still going 30 rows back, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
73 for 1. Buttler 47 off 21. He now goes back into his crease, deep into his crease, and punches it out towards deep square leg. Butler's mistimed 2 6s and probably mistimed 6 out of his 8 4s, and he's 48 off 22. England need 223 to win, and they could get them off Jos Buttler's edges the way they're going. Johnny Bairstow's 18 off 14. He's on strike now as Tabraiz Shamsi is into him, and he too has gone deep and long and hove and long on for 6 more. Oh yes, Tabraiz Shamsi's pitching it up, inviting the drive, and Buttler and Bairstow aren't going to say no thanks.
Yeah, it's so dangerous. This ground is not big enough. These lads, they hit it so far. He's just got long in length again. And Johnny Bairstow just rocking back, playing it from deep and just smacking over mid-on. 6 runs.
Last ball of the 7th over, it's 80 for 1. Short and pulled again out towards deep square leg. 1 bounce to Van der Dussen, who fields it and gets the throw in. What a start. England needed this start. But the frightening thing is they still require 11 and over. 7 overs gone. They're 81 for 1. They need 223. They still need 11 and over. Buttler 48, Bairstow 25. More from Alex Tudor. And while I go and catch my breath, Andrew McKenna will take over from me.
Yeah, it's a great start from England. 81 for 1 off 7. And as Manu says, the rate they need is down at the moment, 10.92. But that was a big over, and to stamp their authority on Shamsi, because I think for Quinton de Kock, he's the sort of wicket taker. I think the seamers is quite hard on this wicket. It's a lovely wicket. It's coming on, and the batsman can hit through the line. So Shamsi's going to be important. If you get after him, where does he turn?
Well, he's turning to Pretorius. He's going to come on from the Henops Rivers end. to bowl the 8th over of the innings. England 81 for 1 and are actually just ahead of South Africa at this stage. South Africa was 77 without loss, England 81 for 1. 142 needed from 78. Pretorius, the right-arm seamer, will bowl with 3 men out on the leg side boundary. He's coming in, right arm over the wicket, and Bairstow will push onto the leg side. And he's timed it well enough that they're going to come back for 2, in the fact that he hasn't actually timed it brilliantly. He just pushes gently and takes all the pace off the ball, and that is a comfortable 2 for England to take them to 83 for 1. Bairstow goes to 27.
I love that clever batting from Johnny Bairstow. One thing, if you're batting with him, you need to be on your toes. He runs like lightning, and he just took the pace off it, barely went out the 30-yard mark. I think it's David Miller who's fielding in that important position down at long on, and he couldn't even stop the 2. Good 2 runs.
Short fine legs inside the circle, but that's the only leg side fielder inside the circle. As Pretorius goes in, Bairstow will push it out on the leg side again. This occasion, though, it will go out to Bavuma at mid-wicket. Bairstow will get to the non-striker's end and immediately signal to the dressing room for a new pair of batting gloves. It is still ludicrously hot, 27 degrees this afternoon at Centurion. That's what it was due to be all day, from about 11 o'clock this morning all the way through till 6 o'clock this evening when the sun starts to go down. There are some clouds, but they're very high and fluffy and just dotted around the sky. Pretorius in, right arm over, guided by Jos Buttler between wicketkeeper and short third man, and it's 4 runs again. Jos Buttler's 9th 4 of his innings takes him to 52, a half century for Jos Buttler, and he makes it to 50. And that is the 8th time in T20 internationals he's got there. England 88 for 1.
Sort of England's best one-day player for me, and he's at the top of the order. Obviously speculation even within our own camp whether this is the best position for him. For one thing, you know, he's a fine player, and if he stays there for a period of time, this game is going to be over. 23 balls, 9 fours, 2 sixes. Buttler off the back foot is punching to mid-off. Pathakwayo at some extra cover thought he was in business for a catch, but it was wide of him, and Buttler gets the single. 53 from 24 he is. 89 for 1 are England in the 8th over. They need 134 from 74 balls. The partnership is now 74 from 39. Jason Roy, the only man dismissed so far, caught by Shamsi off the bowling of Ngidi. He made 7 from 4 balls. Pretorius short and wide. It's been slapped straight to Pathakwayo at extra cover by Johnny Bairstow, and there's no run on this occasion. South Africa posting 222 for 6 from their 20 overs, 15 fours and 3 sixes. So in other words, 138 out of that